Welcome. My name is Dr. Egger. I am Assistant Professor of Music and Director of Music Education at IPFW. This is for the Summer 2017 course MUSL418 Psychology of Music. Throughout the semester, I will be creating a few videos that will help further explain maybe the readings or the projects or even the assignments that we may be going through each week. This tutorial video will actually go over the syllabus and hopefully answer any questions that you might have. So let's get started. I will also send this to you in an email, and it'll also be on Blackboard for you to access at any time throughout the semester. So, as I said, this is MUSL 418 Psychology of Music. It's a 3-credit hour course. It's during the summer of 2017. There's my name. Yay. And here's my email. It's eggerjo@ipfw.edu. The O is the letter, not the number. Here's my number, 260-481-6980. This is my office phone number. I usually am at school Monday through Friday and will be happy to answer if you do call. However, the quickest way to reach me is through email. Each week there will be assignments that are due along with projects, and we'll talk about those as we go through the semester and the syllabus today. But each week the class will actually start at the Monday of each week, and assignments and projects are due by the end of the week on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Again, Monday at 12 a.m. We'll start a new week of assignment of readings and projects. My office, if you ever need to come to my office, is in the Reinhardt Music Building in 149. So this class is completely online. I do not require you to come to campus at all. However, if you need to meet with me in person, or I am happy to meet, or if you need to go grab coffee, if you're around campus, I'm happy to do so. However, I do not require you to come to campus for tests or to turn in any type of assignments. Everything will be turned in through Blackboard. So the catalog description, it's an introduction to the physical, psychological, and physiological aspects of sound and music. We will survey the theories related to sound production, acoustics, music perception and learning, and the effects of sound and music on the behavior of humans. We will also overview music psychology research and the scientific method and research techniques. If you came to IPFW before fall 2013, this is an Area 6 course, and it meets those requirements for Area 6. However, if you came after fall 2013, this is your capstone course that will cover Area 8, I believe, but it's Category C, Area 8, your capstone, which talks about the production of a project that involves the acquisition and application of knowledge. And that's supposed to be of, not O knowledge. As you can see, I make many mistakes, and hopefully I will correct them as we move along throughout the semester. However, if you're not sure, as long as your advisor has approved this course for you to take, then the course should satisfy whichever category you're needing it for in the general education curriculum. So here are the course objectives, and just to kind of go over them briefly, we'll talk about music and society. We'll talk about how it's affect American culture. We'll talk about how music has affected culture across time and different places. One of the things that we'll start out at the beginning with is talk about theories of acoustics and sound production. Again, what are the basic physical properties of music and sound? I don't go into very much detail about this, but I do think it's important that we do touch these few topics. Um, we'll also talk about the ear and the brain and how we process sound in music. And we'll also talk about issues relating to hearing loss. Again, I'm a huge advocate for hearing health, and hearing loss is a big issue that we face in society today, and most of us don't even realize it. We'll also talk about current brain research pertaining to musical growth and development. We'll also talk about certain responses to music. Maybe it's physiological, maybe it's even physical. We'll also understand the affective responses to music, including musical attitudes, preferences, and emotional responses to music, and factors that influence these responses. Ability to read and synthesize current research in the psychology of music will also be discussed. So, the method of instructions that you will receive are online presentations, which are like this. I will post the PowerPoint, so if you rather not hear me talk, you can at least just browse through the PowerPoint. However, I will talk in depth, maybe a little bit more about certain topics that we go through on PowerPoints that maybe will help you better understand. You'll also do written assignments each week. There'll be quizzes and exams, and also assigned readings and analysis, and we'll talk about that later on. So, a few expectations that I have of my students. One is please review your email account daily. I may change something for the next week assignment, and I know sometimes we don't check our email daily, but try to at least check it daily to make sure that nothing drastic has changed. I don't plan on that happening. However, we can never predict the future. So, um, other expectations I have of my students is timely completion of all required materials. Um, Make sure, again, just make sure you turn your stuff in on time. Things are due by any type of assignment. They're going to be due by the end of that week on the Sunday by midnight. I hope that you will also read your materials, reread them. Again, the more you absorb, the more that you'll take away from this course. A lot of it is on you, it's very much independent learning. And to hopefully that when you leave this course, you'll have a better understanding and a better appreciation for music and the society that music is in this day. So, the required materials that you have first is I only require one textbook for the course, and it's the Hodges and Sebald Music in the Human Experience and Introduction to Music Psychology. It's a Rutledge textbook. This book is at the Textbook Center on campus. However, you can get it on Amazon, half price books. Really, anywhere that you can find it for a good price, please get it. Um, Sometimes the book is accompanied with a CD. I do not require it for the class. However, if you want to further explore certain topics, go right on ahead. I fully support that. However, I do not require the CD for the course. Other materials that I'll have are basically your syllabus will be on Blackboard, your PowerPoint slides, your grades, and additional materials. I, again, at any time, I do have the right to modify the syllabus as necessary, but I don't think that I will be doing that. I haven't done that yet since I've started at IPFW. but that's just only if a major issue happens. Again, I don't see this happening. Anyway, keep on going. Um, you will have to write a short paper for this class. Again, it's 6 weeks, but hopefully that by the 6 weeks, I have prepared you to um, gradually write a well-developed paper. This course, I do go by APA style, the American Psychological Association. And again, we call it APA style. Most of you may know MLA or Chicago or Turabian, but for psychology and for education and for a lot of fields, we use APA style. Um, if you ever at any time have questions about APA, like I'm not sure exactly how to cite a source, here is a great link through Purdue. And it's a great tool to use in order to help you further understand APA style. These are additional texts that are optional. Please note that these are optional. I do not require you to buy them. However, some students find certain topics throughout the semester that they want to start reading more about. And here's where that starts to come into play, where we find maybe you're interested in music performance. Maybe you're interested in music and society. And these are just a few resources for you if you're one of those students who would like to continue on reading after the class is finished. Again, these are not required. Grading. I'm sure this is all what you're excited to hear about. So every grade that is submitted will be graded. Again, the deadline for each week will be that Sunday at midnight. I encourage you to turn them in as soon as possible. I will only accept late materials 3 days after the deadline of each week. However, please don't turn in things late. That's only to receive half credit, but we'll talk about that later. The student's final score will be calculated using the following grading scheme. So there'll be assignments throughout the semester. There'll be 3 quizzes. There'll be 1 mini project, 2 exams, and 1 research paper. The research will be graded on 5 different areas, and I'll talk about that later on down the syllabus. I kind of use the 10-point grading scale. 90 to 100 is A, 80 to 89 is a B, 70 to 79 C, 60 to 69 D, and 59 or below is an F. So graded components, readings. Again, I will never know if you fully read chapter 3 or any chapter that we go over. However, for you, I hope that you will read these through with an open mind, read these through with a kind of more a reflective approach. I encourage you to have a reading journal, to write summaries down. However, it is not required for grading at all. Quizzes and tests. There will be 3 quizzes and 2 tests for this class. Now, it's kind of important for you to realize that quizzes and tests, yes, they are important. However, I don't feel that they should be the central focus of this course. When we do quizzes, you may have a quiz one week and then a test the next, or maybe 2 quizzes in a week, but although you shouldn't have 2 quizzes in a week, but maybe you have a quiz and a test during a week, just depending on how everything falls throughout the semester. However, I'm not going to have a time set for you to finish your quizzes and tests. You can take them as long as you want to. I will also let you take them, you can retake them once. So again, this is something that I hope that you don't stress out about quizzes and tests, but you'll start focusing more on quality of work, maybe the quality of the assignment, maybe the quality of the paper. Will also, the mini project that you have to do will be an analysis of film and music. And I'll talk about that later, but that's something that I think you'll enjoy. But instead of giving me quantity, instead of giving me how many pages do I have to give you in order to make an A on this project, you know, scratch all that. Let's talk about quality for this course. And, if you give me the best work that you can, of course, you're going to walk out of this class with an A. So, and I do. I hope everyone receives an A. I can tell you the reason mostly why students don't get an A in my class is because they just don't do the work. They fall behind and they don't do the readings or they don't look at the PowerPoints and they make just small errors on their quizzes and tests. So again, focus, yes, of course, on the quiz and test, but at the same time, I want you to focus on weekly assignments and weekly readings and weekly maybe projects if they happen. I realize that I do talk a lot, and I do apologize for that. Um, and of course, it's allergy season, and of course, everything that's going on, I'm losing my voice. Anyway, research paper. Um, the research paper will be due at the end of the summer semester. Again, this should be between 5 to 8 pages. 5 to 8 pages is not a lot. Each week, though, I'm kind of gearing you towards writing your paper. One week, I may make you give me your topic selection. The second week, I may ask you to do your sources. The third week, write an outline and an annotated bibliography. And finally, the last week of the class will be, turning in your final paper following APA style. I'll talk more about that when each week as we move along the semester. Now, for those who are wondering, well, I just have no idea what I'm going to talk about in my research paper. I have given you a long list of information or topics that are in the area of music psychology. This is by far a very, very short list of topics that have been explored. What I do hope is that you will explore something in your major area. Maybe you're in business and you want to do something with how does music affect the business world. I've had students who are dental hygienists who talk about music and the dentist's office. I've had music therapy majors who talk about music in the neonatal intensive care unit. I've had music education majors talk about children's musical developments through through K through 12. I've had one. It was a marine biologist talk about submarines and the sonar that they produces and how it's affecting the whales. And I don't want to limit you to a certain research topic. I want you to pick it because I want you to be enthusiastic about it. And again, this is something like, well, even if you can't think of anything by week 2, maybe it's something that we can sit down or at least over the phone that we can talk about. Because I want you, again, to pick a topic for you that you're going to find interesting. All right. Course policies. Plagiarism, please don't plagiarize. Cheating, again, I don't know how you can cheat in this class. I don't know if you know other people taking the course, but plagiarism is the big thing for me. Your final paper will be due through Blackboard, and it'll have the safe assignment that will look for plagiarism. Please do not plagiarize. I've had it done in the past, and um, the minimum consequences that you can have is receiving a zero on the assignment, depending on the severity of the plagiarism. Anyway, but just don't plagiarize. Again, the rest you can read through. If there is anything like students with disabilities, please let Services for Students with Disabilities know at IPFW, and they will be sending me an email with information on how to work around and to help you succeed in the course. So please, and don't do that at the end of the semester. A lot of times that happens and it's too late. So make sure that you get that done at the very beginning of the semester. Again, I always have just extra links on my syllabi just in case someone maybe finds the services helpful for them. So you're welcome to look through. If any of these have an interest to you, you're welcome to click on the link and it'll take you to the web page. So, last but not least, a note from the instructor. If you encounter any problems throughout the course, please do not hesitate to contact me for additional help. If I am in my office at school and you're there, I have an open door policy. However, if you do not come to campus and you're a million miles away, that is fine. I am still happy to talk with you over the phone or through email. It's again, email is the quickest way to get me. However, if you rather talk with me on the phone, I'll be happy to set up a time with you to do so. So, one philosophical note that I have: do not be afraid to ask a question. Again, to me, questions indicate growth, progress, and intellectual curiosity. They are not signs of deficiency. So, even if you feel like it's the simplest of most questions, please ask. Don't be afraid to ask me. I hope that I kind I if in the words of give a nice vibe or a good vibe off to students, and to hope that if there is something wrong or something they don't understand, that they do feel free to ask me any questions at any time. So again, ask away, young scholars. That is pretty much the end. I know that sometimes I stutter through some of these things, and I maybe you might find them entertaining, and uh, please take it as your cheap enjoyment through the semester. Again, if you need anything, please email me, and everything we will start on Monday. So have a wonderful weekend and good luck throughout the semester.